I'm here with me, Brie. So, since we last spoke, we talked about um, basically that I potentially have gingivitis or some form of inflammation, which I still have no idea, to be honest, but I will be seeing the dentist, I think next week, or in a couple of weeks, because we'll be doing the final process of fillings. So, and the inflammation has started to come down, especially with my new rigorous cleaning. It's been kind of intense, but it's kind of nice too because it was starting to feel scary. But I realized it's been a while since I have shared just different updates. For example, 2 weeks ago, Benji was neutered. I was a mess because I'm pregnant and my emotions were high. I cried my eyes out because I was watching my little honey. Like the first day he came back, he was so medicated, and I think they had given him anesthesia. So the poor dude was just so out of it. And I was crying because I'm like, I can't help him. And Jeremy was like, it's fine. He's going to be okay. We're just going to, be there for him. And of course, I'm crying. I'm like, he's not going to be okay. So that was kind of an interesting time. But today is a very exciting day because he was cleared from I want to say dentist, but that is not it. He was cleared from the vet, so now he gets to live his life again, which Benji's a lot like Jeremy, where he needs to be on the go, he needs to do, and he needs to have fun. And that's like something that Benji's all about too. So I think he's gonna be really happy to get out there and play again. And then recently, I've actually been purchasing more stuff for the baby. And I think it's because, well, I know the gender, potentially. So I have been getting excited for that. And I don't know, I'm just in this place where I just want to set up a nursery. That's all I want to do. I know I have to wait though because I don't have everything. But I've been buying different things here and there and just kind of getting excited. I actually have been feeling kicks like I talked about and little signs letting me know the baby is here, which I'm so grateful for because before this, I had no idea. I would honestly wait for the appointment and just hope that I hear a heartbeat. So it's been quite the journey. It's been a lot of ups and downs. In the very beginning, a lot of dark depression at first because I didn't understand the transformation. And I've been noticing that in my life, even though there's been kind of a lot of chaos, and I say this because we still don't have a secure answer to say, this is where we're going to be when I have the baby. We still don't have a secure answer to, like, will I have this stuff prepared, if I'm in Arizona versus if I'm here, if I'm in Idaho. There's just so many up in the air stuff going on, or that it's been kind of wild because it's like, what's gonna happen? And then with my teeth, that's a whole nother world because I have so many different things that we're gonna be implementing in the next month. To help continue with our progress. So there's so many different factors, so many different things going on. And shockingly, I am pretty calm right now. It's weird. I didn't expect to feel calm, but I feel like a part of it is just listening to my intuition, trusting that everything's going to be okay, praying that everything will be okay, and just looking ahead anytime I feel scared or worried or like, oh gosh, what's going to happen. And so it's been kind of wild because I feel a mixture of emotions, and there's so many exciting things coming that I get to share with you. I cannot wait. Like, I've been impatiently waiting to share the gender. I'm officially coming out with it on May, I think it's 11th, but Wednesday, May 11th. I'll be officially announcing it on the Brie Pod. So there's just so many exciting things. Also, you gotta let me know, do you think I'm having a girl or a boy? I'm very curious of what you think I'm having. Um, I obviously know, so I can't tell you what I think I'm having, but I'm excited for you guys to find out. And I know I keep dropping in there, but it's so exciting. Like, I'm literally staring at a blanket right now that I purchased with the name on it. And I just want to tell you so bad, but I can't. So instead, I will tell you about other things. For example, I've been talking about transformation and how there's so many things that are kind of up in the air, which I called chaos. And it's not really chaos, it just feels like that when everything is up in the air and you don't know what's going to happen next. You don't know where you're going to live, you don't know where you're going to be. And with all that being said, at the same time, there's been a transformation in my own circle of life. I've noticed that, like, I can feel a huge change coming. Like, I feel like every time there's some crazy feeling stuff, and I mean, with all this, I don't know what's next, I don't know what this is, I don't know what that is. I've noticed that it all leads to help benefit whatever it is going on. For example, my last big event that this happened, before we moved to Portland, I didn't know what was going to happen. I didn't even know if I was going to like it here. I was worried if it would be something that could work out for me. I was worried that it was going to be scary because so many people were like, dude, Portland is nuts over there, especially during COVID times, especially during basically everything the past couple of years with politics. Like, it's scary over there. So I was scared. I'm like, I don't know what I'm going to go into. I don't know what this is going to be like. And so I didn't realize, like, all those things that I was building up, the fear and different things in my life were changing so quickly. I didn't realize that it actually all led me to here. It led me to, I have a puppy now. I have a baby coming. And I think that right now, this feeling of the unknown, I think the reason why I'm so calm in this moment is just because since I recognize this pattern in my life of change and me freaking out and be like, oh no, and it always ended up working out. It always brought me to a better place. It always upgraded my life and got rid of things that were no longer serving me, which is really important. Like, you're going to go through these moments where you're like, I don't know what's going on. I'm scared. I have no idea what's next. But just know that it doesn't mean that you're lost, and it doesn't mean that you're not getting to a destination, and it's not a waste of time. It's actually leading you to your next step. And on top of that, you have to, in order for change, you have to feel uncomfortable. And that's what I have learned, because I mean, we have had so much change in our life. We have moved around for Jeremy's job. I've had to leave certain jobs because of our moving. I've had to learn how to work from home, try to find work from home to help my endometriosis, and to help the fact that we were always moving. So there's so many different aspects of life that needed to help me make these changes. I mean, I'll never forget, before we even started this whole thing, Jeremy had been traveling for a while, but it was very small trips. It was like 3 weeks to a month. That was like the most. But then when we got married, it started getting longer. So it was like I needed to go with him. And there was this one time he was going to be going to Florida, and I tried so hard to resist it. I spent so long saying, no, I don't want to go there. I'm not ready. I begged my work. I said, please let me stay with you. I have so much to offer you. Can I work from home? Is there something that I can do? to stay. Like I resisted the change, even though it was Florida. You'd think I'd be excited because it's warm weather, but I was resisting because I'm like, no, it's new and it's uncomfortable and I don't know if I can do this. But I was forced to do it in a sense because the job that I had, they weren't going to give me work from home and that's what I really needed. So I had to leave in order to, live this life of travel with my husband. So every time it's been chaos and you feel this like overwhelming feeling of, oh my gosh, this is so much. I don't know if I like it. I don't like it. Like you're always trying to find the negatives of why it can't happen, why it won't work, why it won't survive. But at the end of the day, it ends up showing you the good out of it. And what was beautiful about Florida is that I was able to get a job, work from home through my friend. She was working at Hilton at the time. She got me a job there, and I was able to use that to go and see different, like, basically, if you were an employee there, you had certain stays that you could get at the hotels. So, like, we got to stay at like these really beautiful places. So that was super fun. We got to go to Disney and pay a not horrible amount for a hotel to go to Disney. So there's so many cool things that came about that. And then I remember our first time, like after leaving Florida, we had to go to Arizona. And I remember Arizona, I thought was like a desert with nothing. That's what I remember thinking. Like Arizona has nothing for me. I don't like it. But then I got there, and that's when I started getting serious about the surgery. And even though I didn't go to the guy that was going to give me the surgery for endo, it actually made me like look into it and find it. And then I ended up getting that doctor in Boston. But also, not only that, Arizona was beautiful. We loved Sedona. We loved going to the Grand Canyon. And we just loved seeing how in one state you can basically see all the seasons or feel all the seasons just by heading north or south, depending on, what season you wanted to feel. So it's so funny because Arizona actually was my number one place I wanted to live, even though I was like, no, this is my number one place I don't want to be at because I didn't know. It's the unknown that you're fearful of. It's like, oh gosh, what will happen? Will I be okay? And then you learn that yes, you are, and then you learn lessons from that change. So then the next place was Oregon. So now I have to leave Arizona to go to Oregon. I'm like, no. And like I just said earlier, in this long spiel here, is basically I was afraid of Oregon, but now I'm here. And now I have, like I said, I have my puppy. I'm pregnant. So now that it's up in the air again of are we going to be in Arizona? Are we going to be in Oregon? I don't know. I don't know where we're going to be, but here, oh, and my teeth, everything has worked out. Don't get me wrong, there are ups, there are going to be downs. It's not always easy, but I've learned that it's a transformation. It's almost like that caterpillar moment where, and it's been every time where you're like, oh God, no, this doesn't feel good. I don't want it. I don't want it. But then you come out as a butterfly. And you're like, oh, this is what I was freaking out about. So finally, after years of trying to fight it, I'm finally just letting my butterfly basically fly. I'm in the cocoon right now. I'm not sure where we're going to be. I don't know where I'm having this baby. I don't even know like what's going to happen next. I don't know if the baby's going to survive. I don't know what's coming for me. But instead of resisting, I've decided I'm going to ride the wave basically and let the butterfly come into fruition because, and I just feel calm in that sense. that's where I'm at. I'm trying not to go to a dark place or get worried. I'm trying not to stay in the negative, like, oh no, it's not gonna work out. Everything's gonna be bad. Because every time I did that, I got myself worked up and pushed my anxiety to the limit and had panic attacks every 2 seconds. And that's no joke. I mean, the panic attacks can be serious. Um, but I decided that this time I'm not going to do that. So I know this episode has kind of been weird, but these are just the thoughts that have been coming to mind because the past month or two, well, I don't even know now what month we're at, but basically since January, it has been one hell of a roller coaster ride. Um, and I have been like on the peak of like, oh, okay, here we go, to like, oh my goodness, this, going down the roller coaster, like, oh shoot. It's been one heck of a ride, but it's been really like I've learned a lot and I'm seeing it differently or seeing it out differently because I feel like every single time prior to this with the unknown, I always ran away. But the thing is, you can't run away from change. That's why change is so hard because you want to resist it, but you are forced to deal with it. You are forced to acknowledge it right from the front and be like, okay. And yeah, you can run. It's just like, like they say, I always think of the lazy river. You're in the lazy river, and then you see this potential obstacle. Maybe it's not an obstacle, but it looks like one. So you start trying to swim against the current, and you're like, nope, 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 I'm not going. I'm not going. But then the current gets stronger and stronger as it gets closer to what it is that's coming. And you're like, no, I can't do this. I can't do this. You can either go down this obstacle that isn't actually bad when you see it on the other side in panic mode and freaking out and like, no, and you're like, no, I can't breathe. I'm falling off my tube. Or you can sit on the tube and just ride it out, just like the lazy river. And so that's what I've decided to do. I know I went in circles on that one, but yeah, it's been one heck of a time. I I just feel like I can feel the transformation coming. I can feel the excitement coming. I can't believe that a year from today we're going to be on this podcast talking about how the baby's here, and who knows what obstacles we'll be hitting, or you know, it doesn't always have to be bad. Um, it could be the bumps or the ups, the downs. So I've been thinking a lot about that. I've been thinking a lot about the future. What does it hold? I've been thinking a lot about what the feeling is going to be like when I meet my child. Um, I've just been thinking about everything. Easter got me excited because I got to watch everybody on Facebook, go out and have their Easter egg hunts and family time. And I miss all that stuff. I miss Christmas. I miss Thanksgiving. I'm really hoping that this year it'll be better because COVID really has put a lot of restraints on these beautiful things that we can do with family. So I'm just excited to see ahead, but also live in the present, but just see what comes of all these things that we're doing. Where do we end up? What will I be saying when it's a year from now? Where will I be? Um, and I feel like a lot of this stuff, I mean, I don't know if it's normal to think like this when you're pregnant, but it's been coming up a lot in different thoughts of like my childhood and what I want to instill or what I want to maybe change a bit. Um, and just getting excited for crafts. Like I've been watching people color their eggs in different ways with their kids, and I've just been getting excited for being a mom. And I feel like my mother instincts are stronger and stronger every day. I feel so protective of my child, but also my little puppy. I feel like one thing I will say that that's been talked about in therapy, in my therapy sessions, I should say, um, was that Benji would teach me that I'm worthy of being a mother. Because for the longest time, I did not feel worthy of being a mom because I allowed the pregnancy stick to be the end all be all. I was like, because it's negative, I'm not worthy. It's clear that I'm not worthy of this. It says it's negative, I'm unworthy of it. And I'm not saying fully that by having Benji, that's how I got pregnant. I think there's a lot of things that happened to get there. There's so many things that I had to go through to work on mentally, physically, emotionally, um, a lot. But I do think a piece of it was Benji because even though he's just a little puppy, there's so much parenting that I do with him. I'm not saying that parenting a dog and parenting a child are the same. I'm just saying I found my worth of being a mother and I found that I can be one. Now, will I have different approaches with a child versus a dog? Absolutely. But it's a matter of fact of parenting and the responsibility and um to now when I talk to Benji, you're like, okay, daddy and I are gonna give you a bath, like it's just like there was a time where I would laugh at myself if I said that. Or I would like be like, there's no way that you have these motherly instincts. It was just the sense of worth that I took away from myself. Uh, and with Benji, I just learned a lot about myself. And now that I'm pregnant, I feel like I'm so protective of this baby. I haven't even met them yet. I don't even know who they are. I mean, I know who they are, but not really. I don't know their personality yet. But I'm so protective and I'm already thinking about certain things that I want to do. Now, don't get me wrong, I know that they don't, when you pre plan stuff, it doesn't always work out the way you think. But I feel like my friends and life has shown me that, like, not everything is going to go exactly how I expect it to, but that's okay. I'm prepared for that. I'm also unprepared for that. And I think it's okay to say that. I think it's okay to be prepared and unprepared all at the same time. I know that I won't have the answers to everything, but I know I'm persistent as hell and I know I'm determined and I know I'm protective and I will be an amazing mother. Now, will I think I'm amazing all the time? No, and I'm probably gonna have to repeat this episode for myself to remind myself that I will be okay. So I'm I'm excited. There's lots I've been thinking about. I even wrote a letter that I'm so excited to share with you because I had two letters pre-written, not even knowing that I was pregnant yet. That once I revealed a gender, I plan to share. I'd share it now, but the problem is I will slip up and say the gender. And if I already have slipped up, you are so lucky because I'm going to leave it. I've decided from here until May 10th, uh, if I slip up with the gender, I'm just going to leave it and you can have it because you know what? There's no reason to edit out something that you were meant to hear, maybe. But anyway, I know this episode hasn't been fully, um, one topic. It's been kind of all over, but I just want to share where I'm at right now because this is where I am exactly at. I'm transforming, I'm learning. My mother instincts are strong, getting stronger. Um, I'm appreciating the support, the love. People are just amazing with backing me up and helping me feel safe in this process because for some of you, this may be waters you've already gone through. For me, this is new waters. And I keep saying it, but it is. I have never been pregnant before. I am on new path. I have no idea. I know that there's going to be so much more to learn and grow from, but I'm excited just to see what happens, I think. And um, I want to share every piece of it that I can, and that's why I'm sharing all of this with you, because there's just so much that I'm excited for, and I feel like every day I get more excited, and I'm really going to be excited, like I said so many times, for this gender scan, because not just like, yes, I know the gender, but I don't know the features of my baby yet. And I'm not saying that I will see perfect features yet, because I think like it's toward the third trimester you start to see a little bit more. But I have yet to see the baby look like a baby. So this is going to be super exciting. I am so, like, May needs to hurry up. And then June needs to hurry up, because I cannot wait, number one, to see my family. It's been forever. Number two, for basically the week of celebrating this baby, because there's so many different things that we're doing that week for the baby. And just like, I don't know, just all things coming up. I mean, summer always gets me excited, because June is my birthday month. Woo-hoo. And there's so many exciting things, like the food in the summer is awesome. The warmth in the summer is awesome. Swimming, like, I'm not usually a swimmer, but I have heard that being pregnant in the summer, you're gonna want to swim. So I am planning everything I can to go swimming. So for all of you that are in New York that I'm coming to see, if you have a pool, I'm hopping in it. I've already decided, because I've heard that it's really good not only for you to cool down, but it's also good for the uncomfortable pains or aches that come from having a baby in you. So yeah, there's so much coming up. I'm so thankful for you guys just being a part of this with me. I cannot wait for May 10th, 11th, whatever it is. I will make sure that before we get there, we'll have some good content. But can we just skip to that one? I want to so bad. But with that being said, my biggest affirmation or quote or mantra that I can give is don't resist change. It's scary. I know it is. And let me tell you, I know it is. But a lot of times it has led me to the best stuff in my life, to the coolest experiences that I have had, and amazing things have come from it. And even when it started off looking bleak or dreary or at the end of the day, it has been beautiful. So do not resist change. Just flow with it. Get on that tube. Make yourself a little cocktail if you're into that. Or if you're me, make yourself a Shirley Temple. No alcohol, of course. And just ride that lazy river out. And if you see that what looks like a huge dip, it might just actually be a fun little coast. And then you go back to that chill vibe, of a lazy river. But don't resist it, because if it's meant to happen, if transformation needs to happen, it's going to happen with or without you holding on for dear life or just riding it out. I promise you that. So with that, you are loved, you are worthy, you are cherished, and I am proud of you. Until next time, on the Brie Pod. Bye.